There's nothing you can do that can't be done.
The needs are massive. And these orphanages are usually government-run orphanages. They have no resources. There's oftentimes not enough food to eat. They may have one set of clothes if they're lucky. They sleep 20 or 30 to a room. And the people who run the orphanages are doing everything they can do.
Nothing you can sing that can't be sung.
It's estimated that 80% of all orphans who age out of the orphanage commit crimes. 40% will turn to drugs or prostitution. 10% of all orphans will commit suicide.
Some of this story you may have heard before. At this very moment, there are over 143 million children out there who are alone. Children who have nothing. Not enough to eat, not enough to wear, no chance at a decent life, and above all, not enough love.
For most of the children, the life after the orphanage is really not a very positive outlook. The life expectancy of many children coming out of orphanages is in the low 30s. Unfortunately, they end up on the streets and try to fend for themselves in any way they know how.
Chat is a drug that's very prevalent over there. Many of these kids end up on chat because that's the only way that they can find escape.
Children in the future, children that will steal, kill, become, in the case of Colombia, could become guerrillas.
This problem is not something that exists only in third world countries. We have a huge problem right here in our own backyard.
Domestically, in Texas alone, there's 30,000 children in the foster care system. There's a great need for adoptive parents for children that are in the state foster care system. We have very little resources for those kids. They turn 18, we give them a little money, we give them a little support, but after a few months, they're usually homeless.
4 to 6 million orphans in a country is similar to the size of a large city here in the United States. And with that many children that don't have a mom or a dad to tuck them in bed at night, to go to their soccer games, to walk down the aisle at their wedding.
As we think about orphans, obviously our heart is for adoption, and so we want all of those children to have families, but less than 0.1% of orphans are ever going to be adopted.
No one you can save that can't be saved.
They are statistics, and they're nothing new. They're part of the story, and they're staggering. You've heard the stories of need, of poverty, and of suffering. What you haven't heard is the rest of the story. You haven't heard the story of hope.
All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need.
Gladney's mission in the international program is to create brighter futures for children throughout the world.
Not only do we have the honor of working with adoptive parents and helping create a beautiful family, really doing what's in the best interest of the children has always been Gladney's mission, with the utmost integrity and just overall passion and mission in doing what's best.
In parts of the world where there is nothing but need, Gladney provides orphans with food, clothing, medical treatment, and most importantly, a chance for a real future.
Now looking much broader, how can we help those children that we know are never going to be adopted?
Gladney provides for the daily needs of children around the world and builds families through one of the world's most innovative and far-reaching adoption programs. Sadly, more than 99% of these children will never be adopted, but they are no less deserving of a real and hopeful future.
developed initiatives now to really focus on those children.
Things such as job skills, language skills,
teaching young women, how to make bracelets and start a business of their own. Teaching young boys how to farm, how to work with animals.
Gladney isn't only about adoption. Gladney is about life. Gladney is about humanity. Orphans who may never know their parents or a real home can one day give their children the life they dream about.
In Ethiopia in 10th grade, they take a national exam. If they don't pass, then they're finished with school. Their opportunities to make a living are slim.
Gladney provided a tutor for these kids prior to taking the exam.
And so those tutors, they don't just teach the kids, they care about the kids.
All 8 of the kids passed, which was a first.
When we think of family, what does a family provide that's most important? Half of the joys of doing something good is to have someone to share that with. And so if you don't have that, it's kind of a hollow victory.
So it's small things that make a difference in the lives of orphans.
The prospects for the kids that we have been able to help is very good now.
We can impact one child by bringing him or her over here to the U.S. to a permanent family, and we can multiply that by a factor of 10, 20, or 100 and have that kind of impact in country. That's really what we want to do.
Need knows no borders. Gladney works in 11 countries around the world. There is much to do, and the commitment is enormous, but it's a small price to change the world. Abandoning children who have already lost so much is not an option. Gladney will be there, but nobody does it alone. Anybody can change a life. You can change a life.
Love is all you need.